Hey horror fans, thanks for joining me for this review of Brightburn. I obviously missed this in theaters, otherwise I would have done the review earlier. So I got to check it out recently, and I had a few thoughts I wanted to share with you guys about it. All the information, of course, cast and crew is down below, and just go through what IMDb has to say as the plot. What if a child from another world crash landed on Earth, but instead of becoming a hero to mankind, he proved to be something far more sinister? Nice. Easy way to think about this movie, very simply, is say Superman, when he originally crashed here on Earth, if he became a bad guy. And I know, in the Superman series, we've seen other characters from his planet crash here and be bad guys or bad women, and use their powers for evil instead of good, and of course Superman has to stop them. But in this case, think of it as Superman when he's getting his powers as a child, and he just goes straight evil. And that's kind of one of the biggest reasons I kind of just wanted to mention this movie is I was impressed, because usually when it's a kid you think, oh, maybe they would take it a little lightly, they would ease off some things, maybe they wouldn't go too far, but this is a horror movie. This is a superhero, Marvel gone complete evil. So it starts off again just similar to Superman, a man and a couple living there, and here comes a strange object down to the planet, and it's a child. They adopt it. They think that everything is wonderful, everything's gonna be good, and they love the child, of course, and obviously that love goes against them, because once the child becomes evil, it's very hard for them to deal with it. And we get that aspect of the movie. And Elizabeth Banks plays the mom, and she does a pretty good job. And obviously, the mom figure is the one that it hits the hardest. The dad has other difficulties in the situation, and I actually appreciate what happens to the dad in the movie, and what he tries to do. And again, totally opposite of what happened to Superman. Because in Superman, his parents are so loving to him, and these parents try to be loving, but I guess when you go completely evil, there's only so far you can go, and this pretty much proves it. And the kid, on the other hand, doesn't hold back against the parents, which is great. So this is definitely horror, superhero horror right here, and I would say superhero horror done well and done right. Not looking to candy coat it and give you a happy ending that this, and this is not, I don't think, a spoiler. Not to give you any hope that hey, this kid is evil now, but he's gonna turn it around and be a hero in the end of the movie, kind of thing. No. Once he starts on his bad trip, it's all over. Whatever, there's a evil thing that's there, and it's giving him his powers and also giving him his evilness, and it never stops, and it never stops in him, and he kills from one person to the next. And I like the deaths in the movie as well, and again, going back to what I just said, they don't ease off, and it's just because it's a kid. They're not giving anybody a break. Maybe he doesn't directly do it, or he's not like in the movie he's stabbing people or shooting people with a gun, which is obviously extreme, and especially for our audience, it's extreme. But in what happens in the movie, and the way the deaths come about and what he does, were a lot more horrific than I thought going into this. and so I certainly enjoyed that aspect of it, and I'm just double checking now, and noticing that it is rated R. So for those out there looking for rated R horror, this is it, and definitely see it in the deaths. They don't hide it. There's plenty of blood and craziness to go around, and I'm just glad that this all worked out, and that not only the deaths were of quality and bloody and so forth, that they didn't change him to a good guy in the end, because that would have really killed it. If I don't know if they're gonna do a sequel. I guess the door could be open to that. I think when the movie, after it came out and there was mention of that, I don't know if they're going to do that or not. The door is open for that. But if they do, I would find it very disappointing if it eventually he became a good guy. I liked the evilness. I liked that he stayed that way throughout. Obviously, with a lot of bad people over time, we see there is still good in them somewhere, somehow. And there was good in him early in the film. And certainly, he was trying to be the average kid as he could be, but the hate and whatever the evil is that on the other planet that was in him and affecting him just took over and was too much. The kid who plays the evil kid in the movie, he does a good job. I liked the mask and what they did with it. It is a little weird. They try to make it frightening, but maybe not too much. I guess it fits for a kid who's first time doing this, first time killing people. It is a little weird, but he also has a couple of powers similar to Superman. I keep going back to Superman, but it's very clear that this is just like going opposite of Superman here. He does have strength, more than the average person. He has red eyes, he can shoot, and he flies, and so maybe if they would have had maybe a little more originality in that aspect, but again, I'm not going to nitpick on that. I'm going to focus on again the deaths and not laying off it just because he's a kid. I thought that was terrific of them to do. Thought it was shot real well, and then once it gets to the end, again, like I said, and I don't think I'm spoiling it, this is just not a happy ending kind of story, and I like the chaos they kind of showed at the end, and I guess they went by a good way of throwing it all in there and what happens once the main part of the movie ends, and I guess what is happening in the future of this kid. And I also like the creativity with way the kid goes about it. When he's killing, he's not just okay, he killed and it's clearly him. Everything is almost staged like an accident, and there's a way to explain what has happened, and this kind of keeps his cover in a way, besides for the mask, and just basically anybody who's come across him that knows what he's done is just dead. You're dead. I mean, that's just another way to keep it to the horror and keep it evil and so forth, and if they have a sequel, I would definitely check it out, and I would hope if they had a sequel, it'd be rated R. If they jumped to a PG-13 kind of thing, I'd be upset, because this really set the bar. If they're gonna do more, if this is an individual story, that's fine. I'd be happy with it. I don't know. Once you start making a sequel, then you find yourself running. How much more close do you want to run against Superman? And so forth. So with that, definitely recommend checking it out. If you're looking for rated R horror, definitely check it out. If you're looking for superhero kind of thing, a little bit different, check it out. And with that, I think I'm going to give this one 3 pools of blood. And I enjoyed it, and I wish I would have seen it in theaters since I enjoyed this much. Again, I don't know if we're going to see more from this movie and or not, but it is what it is, and I enjoyed it. So I thank you for joining me for this review. And again, all the information is down below. And definitely check out Horror Score Reviews for more reviews. There are also some reviews on here that are non-video as well if you're interested more in reading the reviews.